Following day, best out of 3, going to be coming at you as Too Much Sugar going to be taking on Team USA here in a round of 8 matchup. So with that said, I'm Breaking CBK, of course, going to be doing some solo cast initially here. As far as what is on the line, once again, this is qualifier number 1 of what's ultimately 4 qualifiers in total for the NAEU region. The top 2 teams, the teams that make to the finals of each qualifier, they qualify for the group stages here in this $20,000 tournament. And on top of also, first place gets, they both get some sweet headsets from SoundBlaster, but first place even gets slightly better headsets. So definitely quite a bit on the line, not only for the qualifiers, but obviously as the tournament picks up. And here we are, though. Enough about that. We got a great best out of 3 going to be coming at you. Too Much Sugar against Team USA. Again, talk about a matchup, especially as of late, that has a lot of, well, I think a safe way to say is a lot of hype surrounding it when it comes to these two teams playing against one another. So, with that said, as you can see, we are in game number 1. And again, to reiterate, yes, this is a best out of 3 coming at you here in this series. So, really looking forward to it. Of course, as far as results go, Team USA recently defeating Too Much Sugar 2-1 in the Han Tour Cycle number 2. In that losers bracket matchup that took place on Sunday. Despite all the drama that took place, that series itself, it was a fantastic series to say the least. If you tuned in to watch that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It was a great series, very well played by both teams. tmsR won the first game. Team USA, though, took both game 2 and 3 to take the series 2-1, and what turned out to be some very impressive push-style strategy, even behind B-Kid's Defiler play in that third game. That was a lot of fun to watch, dominating on Defiler. So anyways, definitely looking forward to seeing how things now pick up for the SoundBlaster Heroes League and these two teams, with that said. So here we are, game number 1. Okay, breaking it down. Let's go. Oh, actually, well, never mind about that. Anyways, here we are. We got Too Much Sugar versus Team USA. And game number 1. Actually, you know what? Let me actually go ahead and set that up real quickly. Because, again, if I can grab a codecaster, a solid codecaster, might as well go for it. Hey, okay. Just give me 1 second here. And I'll have him join up and then give him a call. I guess his match got delayed here. So anyways, I think I might be joined by Swinamones here in just a minute. Okay, so let him know as soon as he joins. I'll get him on here, and then we'll get a codecaster. Anyways, as far as things are picking up here, so as you can see, the banning phase happening. As far as bans go, we had Lodestone and Pebbles. On top of what else was there? Engineer and the Warbeast being banned. So, the first pick coming out to be Master of Arms here, followed up by the Magnus, actually, for Team USA. And then the response, Keeper of the Forest. So, definitely a little bit of different start, especially with that Magnus pickup here coming out for Team USA.
Pyromancer.
Oh, you know what? Oh, okay, so that's what you say. Okay, I guess he could join me later on. Okay, I thought he was actually going to be good for now, but okay, so no. Swinamones, they actually are playing their match now, but he was saying if it does take, if it is a little bit quicker of a finish, then it will be able to join me. So we'll see if that happens. But anyways, okay, now focusing on this match here, moving along, you see the Pyromancer response coming out there from Team USA, but definitely valuing that Magnus here as far as the first pick for Team USA. Of course, you got the Swagmas over here from B-Kid, so maybe there is a little bit of value to that, but definitely a little bit out of the ordinary to see it picked up that early on in the picking stage. Parasite's going to be the final pick, so Too Much Sugar gets their very strong jungle option. They get the Suicide Keeper, and they get the Master of Arms option, which brings great diversity. So this draft so far from Too Much Sugar is a very, very, very strong draft when you look at it here. So it's going to be interesting to see how Team USA responds. There's the Wretched Hag, signature Hag coming out on their side. And although it's maybe as far as the order the heroes picked up in, especially again with that first pick Magnus, this is still a strong lineup as well over here on TT Esports. Or, well, they're all tagged up TTES, so it gets confusing sometimes. But over here on Team USA, again, more of a signature lineup for them, I think it's safe to say as well. Definitely an aggressive play style, more they gank-oriented. Again, they got Magnus, a flavor hero of theirs. Wretched Hack signature for them too, so I'm sure they're feeling pretty comfortable so far. But again, tmsR's lineup, maybe overall more the conventional lineup as of late. So we'll see how that pays off. Yes, also to clarify, dumbass Euro, that is Zai, he did change his name in the weekend, so if you were tuning in on the weekend, just to clarify on that, it's his name, so it's what it says. So you know what? I'm just calling it how it is, not calling out anyone specifically here. Moving on with the next year band, so we got Tempest into Demented Shaman, followed up by Ophelia here, as far as the bands are concerned. So the Tempest first band from Too Much Sugar. Don't want to give Team USA that option, obviously, in terms of picking up the jungle here, as well as the Ophelia. Look at what Team USA is banning though. Demented Shaman and Balfagor, as far as their bands are concerned. Apparently my mic is broken. Test. As far as what is on the... No. Again, this is... Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. It might not be the best quality ever, but... I think that should be good. No, I think it's fine. I mean... and on top of also first play... I'm going to listen to myself. It's not the worst thing in the world. I guess I'll turn it down a little bit, maybe, but, I mean, nothing's been changed since I've been doing this over the last week or so, I assume there shouldn't be necessarily a big issue with that. Anyways, I'll tone it down a little bit, but, hopefully it's going to be good to go. Oh, that's not what I want to click on. Alright, anyways, as far as things are picking up here with the bands, you have Wild Soul and Fade to finish things off, so... Deadwood's going to be the first pick on the next tier of picks here for Too Much Sugar. So they get the double tree strategy going to be coming out here. But you could say it was definitely taking away any push potential, extra push potential even from tmsR to happen here with a Demented Shaman and Balfagor ban. And you know, with that as well, I would think maybe they're the ones that even banned the War Beast on top of it all, as well as the Pebbles. So taking away those options, but they get the Deadwood in the end. Andromeda's picked up here for Team USA. Andromeda's a hero that we have been seeing a little bit more of in certain teams. Both these teams actually have been known to pick him up recently. tmsR especially has been picking up that Andromeda quite a bit, but going to be picked up here by Team USA, so their support option of choice. Not necessarily not going up against a Tempest or anything like that, so not necessarily using the swap for that situation, but in the end, still, as I've always stated, one of the best scaling heroes in the game as far as his range is concerned. That's where it's a little bit off, obviously, when it comes down to it. So, all right, yeah, I did turn down my mic. So again, it's a 6-minute delay, guys. I do apologize if it was a little bit loud. I just assumed everything would be fine, though. Again, it's what I've been doing as far as these last couple of weeks here, so nothing was necessarily changed. But hopefully in the 6 minutes it is adjusted and it sounds a lot better. Anyways, okay, back to the game here. Deadwood and Andromeda coming out, so using a lot of extra time. Both teams getting down to the very end, actually, as far as the picks are concerned. So we got one more pick for Too Much Sugar now. So looking at their picks overall, again, as far as what they could use, it's going to be interesting. Will they value the Master of Arms more the carry potential, or are they going to choose to run in that support style here?
Scout.
It looks like it is going to be that support option here in the end. They are going to pick up the Scout final. Wow! Scout was left open the whole time. Just realized that with the final pick. That's actually, holy crap. Scout made it to the very last pick for Too Much Sugar. How about that? A hero that's considered to be absolute ban-worthy in a lot of cases lately as far as captain's pick is concerned. Final picked here by Too Much Sugar. So the fact that he was available that whole time, very interesting. It is also going to be, that's probably going to be that short lane scout though in the end. Yeah, you see, of course, they already have Keeper of the Force. Probably going to end up being that short lane scout. Tremble is the final pick, by the way, coming out for Team USA. So also a little bit of a difference there, a little bit of a surprise coming out for Team USA. as far as their final pick is concerned. How about that? Yeah, that was definitely actually picked, too. I know they were low on extra time, so I wanted to make sure of that. But Tremble, last picked, and Singularity, a.k.a. Tralfamador, looks like he's going to be the one playing it here. So,
Let's get it on.
interesting final pick coming out, but again, you look at the scout over here, it's more than likely going to end up being that short lane scout. You got your Suicide Keeper, probably going to see that Master of Arms dead in mid, and then, of course, Parasite in his own jungle. I expect to see pretty much routine stuff here. Going to be coming out from Too Much Sugar. So let me go ahead and quickly change the in-game interface. Everything should be good. Yeah, it looks like it is. All right, so here we are. Game number 1 here in this best out of 3. So, again, the Tremble pickup. Remember the buff that he did get? The mounts can no longer be seen unless you have the Invis detection. So, definitely a solid buff happening to Tremble there in terms of his presence with those mounds. So we'll see how Tralf is able to perform with the Tremble here. But Tremble definitely a little bit of an unexpected pick, perhaps, as that final pick. But probably going to be running him the short lane here, get that priority farm on him. And expect him to be moving around. I mean, that's the thing with Tremble. You gotta be moving around. You gotta be active. When we've seen successful Trembles in the past, it seems like that's how you win with this hero. You micro that the Boris of yours. You set mounts up all over the map, and you look to play active as well as spreading out your farm as well. So it's going to be interesting, and I'm sure Tralfamador will definitely come through when it comes down to that strategy. But we'll see how that progresses off. As far as to begin this game, the warding situation, as always, wards going down. You see Zai playing a Suicide Hag in this case. That's also something we haven't seen for a while, actually. Zai going back a little bit old school here, going to be running the Suicide Wretched Hag as far as it's concerned. So he gets the Ward of Sight down on the pole camp. You do see Ward of Sight here placed by Fitsuke to give a vision of the jungle, and doesn't look like any Rev Wards are going to be coming out, so Parasite will just have to deal with that camp being blocked, as well as Scout in the short lane. Have to deal with not being able to getting pulls. But obviously being a Wretched Hag, it's not like the Keeper or the Warbeast that's going to be pulling the lane constantly with a minion. So it shouldn't be the biggest deal in the world for Slicks here on Scout. And I'm sure he'll be just fine. He'll be just fine. But yeah, choosing to go with that final pick Scout once again, and the fact that they are prioritizing him in that short lane, definitely different as well. So a couple of different things coming out here from Too Much Sugar as far as their strategy is concerned. So middle lane matchup. You got Magnus and Pyromancer going up against Deadwood and Master of Arms here. You see Fitsuke right off the bat. He's actually going to stack this yellow camp. So getting ready early off as far as the farm potential is concerned with that yellow camp. So I'm sure triple stack that, then go over there with the goo on top of the Rotten Grasp. But that could be cleaned up pretty quickly. So very smart strategy to take advantage of, being on the Legion side here. Able to go into the jungle and take care of that. So that's definitely an advantage that they'll have here on the Legion side as far as the hard-hitting Deadwood. Now, you got the Magnus Pyro, man, so definitely some kill potential. Well, on both sides, obviously. Magnus does have to put himself in that vulnerable spot, though, if he is going to stun in. So the obvious there, that wanted to be careful about that. So if anything, maybe lean towards the Legion side, having the advantage there, the Deadwood over the Magnus, but we'll see how it plays out. No kill's going to be happening, just feel it. Top lane, Tremble, getting the mounds down, off to the side as well as next to the tower. Andromeda looks like just basically going to babysit Tremble here early on, obviously running that 2-2-1 strat. You see the Water Rev going down from Keizu, so again, with that change, it forces you to get Rev Wards if you want to be able to take out the mounts, but you see right there how quickly they die now when you do see them. I mean, look at that. 4 hits from the minions, 2 from each, and they die. I mean, that is insanely faster than how they used to drop, and it's kind of interesting, you know, this is, I believe, the first time we're seeing this on Honcast here. The Tremble since that change happened, so definitely a little bit of a live reaction there as far as what that Tremble has done, or what that change has done to Tremble. Again, the fact that you need to invest into the Rev Ward, so it makes it a little bit different there, but as you saw, it does much quicker, more so in terms of just raw hits now rather than having a life pool, so even the supports can take it out very quickly. So smart plays by Casey. You see also on the pole camp over there, attempting to harass Andromeda a little bit. Gonna take a lot of pressure right here. Tremble's chasing, does have his passive in those Impalers, doing some good damage right here. Keizu does not have mana. He does not have mana to throw another Nature's Veil on just yet. He's still on the run. Comet Stun comes out though, and Bloodlust kill. Gonna happen in favor of Tralfmador. Big kill right there from the Hellborn side. The absolute not hero you want to give the Bloodlust kill on if you're tmsR. So Keizu, again, he was just playing aggressive in the jungle, trying to harass at the pole camp. And sure enough, Tremble comes over for the assistance. Not enough mana to throw up another Nature's Veil right there. I mean, they did throw down a Rev 4, but if he was able to Nature's Veil over here, he would have been more than fine. Obviously wasn't able to do so, though. So just mismanaging the mana pool a little bit right there. And all of a sudden, we see a dead Keeper of the Forest as a result. Ends up being the Bloodlust kill. So big start here for for Team USA, specifically with that Tremble. Now you do look at the gold per minute chart, and you know, other than the Tremble, who is drastically up there, it definitely dies off quite a bit. It's only 4 minutes into the game, but you know, again, kind of as expected, Magnus a little bit behind Deadwood here, but at the same time, not too shabby. He's actually keeping up pretty well. Andromeda's going to be roaming over to the middle lane, so Peter Pan Dam and Riser, they're looking like they're going to collapse here in the middle lane. Master of Arms especially needs to be careful. He falls back, though, just before. I believe Keeper of the Forest might have even spotted him. He even pulls some creeps over here. Gonna say hello, and so the gank attempt is completely fought off right there. As far as what Team USA was attempting to do so. How is Slick's doing at the bottom lane? I'm sure he's doing great, but 22-9. Pretty 15-2 Hag. So Wretched Hag trying to take advantage of at least that range advantage here. But overall, Scout having the better farm, actually has the early life tube. So that's actually interesting. I wonder if we're going to see it earlier on. Helm of the Black Legion going to be coming out here from Slicks, or if he is going to be going for a Rune Cleaver. Or, dare I say, Nullstone? I mean, it seems like forever since we've seen a Nullstone, to be honest. So I'm curious to see what Slicks decides to go for here. Rune Cleaver, not necessarily the most popular pickup on a Scout. Now, this is a short lane Scout, so it's definitely different, of course, from that Suicide Scout. That's where you could say maybe it is for the better, but it's going to be interesting to see where he goes with that pickup. Maybe just simply going to have the life tube for the regen purpose. Oh, he did buy something. What did he buy? Was it, okay, it looks like, what the hell is on there for him? Just the regen? Yeah, it's just the regen, actually, so. Okay, he got boots from the side shop. He has regen being delivered. So we'll see what that life tube eventually turns into here for Scout. Speaking of Helm of the Black Legion, Tralfmador just finishing his. So it seems like the bulking up is pretty good. Yeah, that's actually a good point to bring up about this Tremble pick here. The final pick Tremble, they did pick it after the Scout pickup. And you bring that up because I got to give a shout out to chat for throwing this out there, is that the Scout Eye, the Electric Eye, will be able to see those Terra Mounts very, very easily, as long as you have an idea of where they are, of course, and going to be able to take them out pretty quickly, as we saw earlier. It's now just based on actual hits, not damage, so even earlier on the game, can take it up very quickly now.
Takes down a Legion
As they say
tower.
that, Tremble and Andromeda easily pushed the top tower. Keeper of the Forest was kind of nearby, but didn't really have a chance right there in the end to defend. Parasite in the middle lane, Wild Hunter picked up, but not going to get a gank opportunity, it looks like. Deadwood's running up pretty aggressively, but you see Beacon and Riser, they know something's up. Whether they spotted him coming over in the first place, their spider senses are tingling there. They are going to prevent the gank from being successful, and in the end, we'll still remain with the 1 hero kill so far. As we're now approaching 7 minutes into this game, so still remains that 1-0 hero kill lead. Tremble, of course, getting, again, the Helm of the Black Legion for him. I'm sure well, it'll be interesting, actually, to see what Ghost Marchers or the Steam Boots pick up here from Tralf. Bottom lane, Wretched Hag taking the marksman shot. The open from Parasite going to be dodged. He must have just been out of range, because ideally you wanted to synergize that right there. The face hug on top, but I think it was just out of range. Wasn't able to get it off, and in the end, able to blink away. Meanwhile, middle lane, Deadwood getting collapsed on. Haxman's going to fall right there. They knew Parasite was at the bottom lane. Tremble even coming in with the mound, and now Master of Arms, he's going to be dove on. Another mound going to be spawned right there. Magma stuns in. Gonna catch Fitzgame. Fitzgame will fall. 3-0 hero kill start here in favor of Team USA. And we're probably going to see a lot of pressure put on this middle tower now as well. Boris is out, of course, for Tralf. And he is saving up enough gold to, again, most likely upgrade those boots. Whether it's the Ghost Marchers or the Steam Boots. If it's going to be Steam Boots, we'll probably even see an Energizer on top of that. If not, if it's the Ghost Marchers, then may just pass up the Energizer. We'll see what Tralf decides to go for here. I know that has tended to be picked up on him as well. Energizer in general has just been such a popular item on the competitive scene. Seems like we see one every game now at least. And Zai here on Wretched Hag, man, 300 gold per minute now. So he actually has had a pretty good time at the bottom lane. That's off no kills or assists. That is just off straight up farming the creep wave. And you see his creep farm, it's pretty much up there with the scout here in this bottom lane. So that's big news for Team USA all across the board. Looking pretty good. The short lane scout, not off to that big of a start, honestly. Ghost Marchers picked up with that life tube he's still sitting on. And the rune, I don't see the rune cleaver. It just seems like, especially with the way this game is already starting, it's going to be a pretty risky pickup in the sense that it just means more farm. At the bottom lane, Dust is going to come. A combo stun on top of the stun for Pyromancer. And that's an easy kill for dumbass Hero right there. AKA Zai playing the Wretched Hag. So on our screen to finish him off. Another well-executed gank coming out here by the Hellboy team, and actually Parasite coming in. He takes a Sonar Scream just out of farming the creep wave from Zai, but Moomiander playing the Parasite. They want to open right here. With just these two, though, I don't know if they have enough damage. They realize that Leech is going to come out. They're going to go for it. Will they get him to blink? He's not going to blink yet. Bad Blast's going to be used. Parasite's going to end up falling right here. No, he barely stays alive, and they will get the kill first. Oh, we couldn't get the last auto attack off. The disarm coming into play right there from the root. And allowing Parasite to survive. A good mana from Wretched Hag. I mean, obviously she knew what the plan was right there. She knew that if she blinked, she was going to be locked down. So she basically chose to just fight it right there, go for the turn kill. And hell, it almost worked out. But in the end, the first hero kill will come out for Too Much Sugar right here. So that is good for them. Definitely a kill that is needed for them with the way this game was starting here. And then even Beacon on Magnus, again, the struggling start. I don't want to say struggling necessarily. It was kind of a back and forth battle, if any. Maybe slightly behind the Deadwood, but you see right now, 320 gold per minute. Obviously, 1-0-1 helps with that, on top of the top tower kill that they got earlier as a team. It is going to be Steam Boots on Trouf. So we'll see if he goes the Energizer here, or maybe just builds into, I want to say the Firebrand. Geometer's Bane. Going up against heroes, especially like the Keeper of the Forest. Geometer's Bane could be a big pickup here. Shrunken Head as well. I feel like Geometer's Bane is probably going to be more his route, though. I don't think he's necessarily figuring he would need the Shrunken Head here. Scout in the meantime on the top lane. Is it going to be enough damage? They'll final auto attack. Oh, that's got to suck. Slicks has got to be pissed off. He thought he was out of range. That final auto attack traveled through the air for a good 2 seconds before connecting. Just knew it was going to be enough for the kill. It was just a matter of actually hitting. Meanwhile, middle lane, nice dodge right there by Magnus. He disjoints the charge shot with the Steam Bath. Team USA on all levels right now. Seems like they're playing really strong here. They have a 5-1 hero kill lead, 11 minutes into this game. You're looking at a 3,200 gold lane, and where's Trumbo going? Is he going bottom lane? Yes, he is. So I was talking about earlier. If you're going to play Trumbo, you need to get those mounds all over the map, and you see Trouf. He definitely has that going right now. Keeper of the Force running on over. Do they have vision? Dust, maybe? No, they do not, it looks like. So I think Keeper's going to be fine. Andromeda's coming down, though, with a Revor. Kazu might be in trouble right here. There's the Revor right on top. Comet's still going to come out. We do have Scout coming in. Is it going to be enough? The Root's going to be used right there. Looking for a turn kill. Parasite and Master of Arms going to collapse. Down goes Wretched Hag. Tremble's still chasing, though. He wants to call on Keeper, but he's not going to get it. Falcon Punch and a double tap going to come out for Slicks right there. That is a huge turnaround for Too Much Sugar. It looked like it was going to set up beautifully for Team USA, but Too Much Sugar had great response coming out. And Keeper of the Forest able to get that root off in time. The biggest deal of them. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they'll Scout again. Kamastan, there's the eruption on top, and down goes Scout. He thought he might have had a chance to get away, but obviously the execution there, Peter Pandam able to get the Kamastone off and keep him in place. So good execution. Gets the counter kill at least onto Scout. So continuing to have Slicks a struggling game. Can you look at his farm? If this was a suicide Scout, you may be thinking to yourself, okay, you know, that's understandable. But no, this was your short lane Scout that had priority farm. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It was him against the Wretched Hag, which, yeah, no, it's not the easiest matchup for him by any means, but in that short lane matchup, he has a Parasite in the jungle for assistance, for that threat at least. You'd figure he would have been able to have a pretty good time, but that's where you got to give credit to Team USA. He has 3 deaths so far, and that's been because they've been pretty active against him, so. Mystic Vestments now picked up on Tremble. Obviously continuing to bulk up. That's why, you know, it's going to be interesting to see where Trouf goes from here. If it's going to maybe be the Shrunken or instead the Firebrand at least. Again, the Geometer's Bane, it's could be a big item pickup for him. As far as the damage output, more armor as well against this Legion team is actually pretty good. A lot of physical threats, so, you know, obviously the Mystic Vestment is still great to get in the end, but this is a very physical damage focused team here on Too Much Sugar, no question in that, between Deadwood, Master of Arms, Scout. Definitely trying to build up that armor is good. And speaking of that, we're going to see Sacrificial Stone, not just yet on Wretched Hag, actually stopping at the Grave Flock. It looks like he might be going into something else instead for now. So, I wonder if we're going to see a Sac Stone eventually, though, on anyone here on the Hellborn side. Even Plated Greaves on top of that. Doesn't look like anyone going that, though. Everyone already has their upgraded boots. So, something to think about, though, if you're the Hellborn team over here. At least the Sac Stone at this case. Could be beneficial. Tremble needs to be careful. You see the Scout Eye going down. Spot right there, but just instead going to continue to farm with it. Still waiting for that answer where Scout's going to go, but again, 14 minutes in, he's been locked down to an extent as far as taking off with his farm. So, middle lane, Deadwood being collapsed on, still trying to work towards this portal key, not going to get it yet though. He'll take another death as Magma stuns in. Good follow-up between Pyromancer and Andromeda. They got great roam potential here in this Hellborn team. We knew that going in, and especially the supports. Andromeda and Pyromancer have done a fantastic job being involved. I mean, look at Rioter, he's 2-0-3. Got Andromeda 2-0-5. Been involved in all 7 kills, has Peter here on that Andromeda. So, talk about being active. You see Jumper right there, he actually ran into, I think it was Parasite, but Parasite pours away before he gets killed. Codex level 1 is finished on him. Again, as more and more people are tuning in, this is game number 1 here of the SoundBlaster's Heroes League. Best out of 3 series here from the round of 8. The winner of this series trying to advance on to qualify eventually for the group stages of the $20,000 tournament. Loser will have to try again next qualifier. Just so happens these 2 great teams matching up the round of 8, but I mean, it showed the brackets earlier. I mean, this is a hell of a round of 8 that we have for you guys. And we expect that to continue throughout this whole event, really. Not only the qualifiers, but obviously, especially in the group stages. Cannot wait for that, man. This is an awesome event. Big shout out to SoundBlaster with that said. Deserving of it and plenty more to come as far as funding this event and helping to put it together. So, Lightbrand just finished on Wretched Hag. So, again, this is your Suicide Hag. This is your Long Lane Hag. Lightbrand's going to be finished here. I still would like to see the Sacrificial Stone in the end, but it does have her Lightbrand now. I'm sure the Grim are going to be next in line. You see KZ right here. He might have been trying to pick off a courier there. Oh, okay, you do see the courier over here. So I think he did spot it, but he was trying to find it. Oh, it's going to run right over it. Nope, there goes the
Hellborn takes down a
It's going to be fine for now. Meanwhile, bottom tower will fall right there for the Hellborn team, but the courier's still here. I kind of wonder if KZ is going to be able to find it. No, it doesn't look like it. Good juking coming out. Whoever's controlling that will be fine. Portal key on Magnus, by the way, but as I say that, he is being collapsed on. Level 11 Parasite. You got Scout. Vanish is going to be running out here shortly. Needs to do something. Are they going to open here? I mean, they need to open with the Parasite first. He does have Nature's Veil on him. They're going to wait for him to fall back if anything. There's the opening from Scout. Make Beacon think he has a chance. The Legion. There's the Codex on top. Easy kill. But at what cost right here? Scout's in a lot of trouble. Scout's going to end up falling. Parasite will have to take over the Hell Cannon and run away. So a 1-for-1 exchange. If you're Team USA, I think you're pretty happy with that because in the meantime, Tremble's continuing to have free farm here at this bottom lane. As he, by the way, has now 2,300 gold saved up. And on top of that, again, you kill Scout yet again. It's his 4th death of the game. That's what tmsR was leaning on this game as far as that carry potential hero, and he has just not been able to get anything going. There's the Firebrand pickup coming out by Trelf, playing the Tremble. So again, the Geometer's made a great pickup here against this Legion team. Wretched Hag going to be locked at the top lane, Fork Lighting, everything else going to come out, and Hag will eventually fall. So good collapse up to the top lane. Deadwood getting his new portal key, making use of it right there, as you saw. So tmsR attempting to get a little more active here as this game progresses on. Energizer just finished by Scout. Again, he's still sitting on the life tube now. The more this game is advancing on, especially how it's going, I really think that life tube is just more of a fact of he wanted it simply because he was going up against that Hag. I'm sure the haunt harassment was coming out. The range in general that he has over him was just annoying to deal with, so he just wanted that regen. I don't know if he's eventually planning on turning it into something just for the laning regen, but with the way this is progressing, unless he wants to make it a null stone, I can't see it being anything else at this point. So we'll see what Slicks goes with that, and I don't know if null stone is your best option here against the Hellborn team. It does stop actually quite a bit of important abilities, and there's always the eventual sheep sticks, I'm sure, and Hellflowers even. So, you know, again, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Definitely wouldn't be the worst thing. And Nullstone provide awesome regen for him as well, obviously with that Vanish constantly being used. So we'll see. Bottom lane, though, Tremble continuing to be active down here, putting pressure, again, using the mounds. And you can definitely tell, I mean, these mounds, the change to the mounds is definitely having a pretty huge impact. The fact that you need to have the invis detection to see them now is most certainly a pretty big deal here. And, Ralph, if you look at the bottom portion of the map on
the Hellborn takes down
on the mini-map, you can see all the mountains down here. There's the bottom tower kill. Team USA, or Too Much Sugar, not doing anything about it. Middle lane, Tailwind gets collapsed on. Obviously, you got the kill on a Wretched Act first, but Pyromancer responds right there. Top lane, Magma's trying to destroy it. The portal key, it is going to work. He tries to even destroy it. The marksman shot wasn't even necessary in the end, and ports are coming in. Tremble's here, he ports into the mount. Boris is here as well. Can he get the net off? The micro not the greatest right there. Boris going in an odd direction. Oh, they're going to find Parasite. Will it be enough? Yes, so well, the combo stun comes out, and Parasite is going to fall. So a big pick coming out right there. Middle tower also falling on top of that. Team USA continuing the pressure here. And now up to a 7,600 gold lead, as well as that 2,300 experience lead. Tralfamador upwards of 471 gold per minute now. Geometer's Bane it's coming quickly. There's the Sackstone finished by Hag. Again, Sackstone, a very big pickup against this Legion team, so good to see that he has that here. Tablet of Command finished already on Riser. Playing the Pyromancer, he's had a great job at the secondary support, 270 gold per minute. Hell, even the main support, Peter Van Dam here, 240 gold per minute. Again, he's been involved in 9 of the 10 kills. So continuing to look really good for his team. Be of a huge impact. And Wretched Hag, as the game progresses on, her carry potential obviously is going to start shooting up quite a bit. So the fact that Tremble now has his Blessed Orb being delivered, as you see right there, and that Geometer's being very close. Continuing to be pretty scary here for Too Much Sugar. There's a Mighty Blade purchase on Scout. So again, it just goes back to that life tube really just being for the earlier on regen still at this point. He is going to be spotted by Andromeda there, who happens to have an invis. And Scout, he's going to use that fantasy to run right next to Rev Ward, though. Can they catch him? They know he's here. They're acting like they don't see him, though. They're going to try to go for the combo. So there's Ignition. Nice tablet over the left. Oh, big Bat Blast going to come out on top of the Soda Scream, and down go both Scout and Parasite. And they're also going to take out Master of Bombs. Great collapse from Team USA.
It's a massacre.
Too Much Sugar just did not stand a chance from the beginning of that fight. I mean, they thought they had the initiation themselves, but great collapse from Team USA, taking advantage of the invis rune especially. Great tablet over the ledge by Riser. And a 3-for-0 exchange is going to lead into a Kongor kill as well. Too Much Sugar falling further and further behind as we're progressing now. It's going to be upwards of 10,000 gold, 5,300 experience in a year. They're going to counter push the top lane. They know Kongor's happening most likely. Nothing that they can do about it, so they're trying to get something out of it here. And actually, it might cost them their life. Keeper of the Force is going to be stunned in. Andromeda running in, does have his swap. No, he doesn't. 23 seconds on the swap. Boris is coming in, though. Does he have mana for the net? I don't believe he does. It's going to be rooted himself. Downward shooting around the Falcon Punch, but at what cost? That might have been risky. No, never mind. Magnus goes down. The support wasn't fully there. It was just Pyromancer. And again, only Boris was there. Tremble himself wasn't actually there in the process. So it does end up being a kill on Magnus, and they get on out of there. So at least something for Too Much Sugar. But you look back, though, at Team USA here. Token of Life now on Tralf, playing the Tremble. He's going to be working towards his next big item. Master of Arms, Fitske, just doing his support role, trying to make the dues here. Get the wards for the team. Adam's obviously not the most impressive as a result. Does manage to get a steam boost. So Codex, I assume, is still level 1 even. Yeah, still level 1 Codex. Did upgrade the Marchers again into the Ghost Marchers here. And it looks like Tremble's going to be going to the top lane. Another 1,900 gold saved up on Wretched Hag right here. So that Grimoire of Power coming along quickly. Keizu actually picking up the Arcana. Has the Astrolabe, the Ring of Sorcery. Has the Arcana now. Assume it's going to be that Restoration Stone. So has that in the works. Scout still just Still just trying to get by here. Still trying to get by for his team. Slicks is only 280 gold per minute. That's just, it's not, we're not used to seeing that, man. I mean, Slicks, especially in that carry role, used to see him do very, very well. But this game, the Scout, again, that was the final pick too. It was very surprising to see Scout still left open all the way to that point. But the final pick Scout has just not been the best so far for them. And that, you know, you compare it to any other options that they could have gone in this case. More the typical carry route. Might have been the better choice, but definitely some hindsight there. Codex level 2 is going to be upgraded by Moomiander, so starting to get that up here. 1,800 more gold on Magnus. He went the tablet after the portal key. I'm sure Sheepstick is something that Beak is going to be thinking about. There's the Grimoire finish on a Wretched Hag. And even another 1,800 gold on Pyromancer, actually. Again, he's sitting on the tab with Steam Boots. Oh, what's happening up here? Looks like Parasite found a free kill. Happens to have fun. Wretched Hag by herself. Just the level 2 Codex and his abilities in general, able to burst her down, so... Unfortunately, missed the catch there, apologize, but... Obviously just found her in the jungle. And got the jump. So Tremble still has a good 350 here on the Token of Life. I'm sure Too Much, or Team USA will be looking to use that in the near future. In fact, they are kind of grouping up here in the middle lane, maybe with that Resurrection. The Grimoire was just finished on Hag once again, so maybe this is going to be that time of, if we want to use the Token of Life, might as well do it now here. They are pulling up a lot of gold with that set too, though. But it looks like they are going to start pushing out the middle lane now. Again, Hag resurrects, she ports to the middle lane, and here we go. Soul's Bulwark just finished on Axerin on the Deadwood. It's a good tool to have going into what's possibly going to be a fight. I mean, Scout's still trying to finish his own Shrunken Head, and he's still off. He needs both the Warhammer and the Pattern, I believe, at this point. And actually, nice swap there on a Wretched Hag, or on to Keeper of the Force. Wretched Hag assisting. Magnus tuns in. No chance for Kazu. That swap range, the level 11 swap range. You're looking at 975 at this point. That easily caught Keeper of the Force as he was trying to run his right there. And able to set up the easy kill. So once again, too much sugar just forced to kind of counter push. Master of Arms doing his best to hold them off. But the tower's going to fall. What was Haxerin thinking there? Did he just portal key in? I believe he did. I mean, I don't know. Haxerin, that was a silly move. I didn't catch that initially, so I assume though he just portal keyed in. Maybe expected the team support. See Codex had to kill Boris, but another tower is going to fall in the Hellborn's favor, and again, you see Scout, he's just simply, well, not much I'm going to be able to do back at base. We're down 2 heroes, I might as well just continue to counter push, but it's kind of one of those, you're still losing in the end kind of deals. So Team USA just going to keep the onslaught going. Tremble still has, what, a minute left? 2 minutes remaining on the Token of Life, so still plenty of time on that token. In fact, at this point, he's low on mana, he's dropping life, he's probably saying, kill me. He is going to fall back, though, and Team USA seems like they're going to be pretty content on falling back overall. Yeah, don't want to force the issue. Resurrections are happening, as Deadwood the last one to come up right there. So, Team USA, they definitely know they are comfortably ahead at this point. About 15,000 gold lead and a 7,000 experience lead. So don't need to push the issue. 4,600 gold now on Tremble. Definitely interested to see where he goes. Hell, I would think like a Wingbow here wouldn't be a bad option. Again, a lot of physical threat. Right click's going to be coming out, especially with the Scout and whatnot. Like a Wingbow. Oh, there's the Dancing Blade, and okay. Looks like it is going to be a Wingbow. Going to be coming out here for Tralf. As well as just the enhancing the great agility stats for this hero. So that's kind of good and bad. I mean, he did die in the end, but hey, the Token of Life was low anyways. He was low on mana, low on life, so if anything, they kind of just helped him to an extent right there. So, in the end, still necessary to kill him, sure, but I'm sure Tralf is more so of a case of, yeah, whatever, not a big deal. I'll just continue to farm now. That's exactly what he's going to do. Wild Hunter Parasite, he's still trying to look for an opening. So Tralf hanging around a little too long here, perhaps. It's going to be found here. Master of Arms, they know where he is. Do they have enough damage? Keep it the force also here. He's trying to run away. He does have Magnus nearby, so this could get interesting. Parasite knows that, though. There's the opening on a Tremble. Can't actually see him, though. The mount is helping keep invis. You can tell Parasite, either he just couldn't see him or he just didn't want to go right there. You see Boris also just joining with the invis, and he's going to port away. So, it's difficult to kill Tremble, man, especially with those mounds that we saw right there. With no invis detection especially, you're going to have a bad time. It's like that meme from South Park. If you don't have the invis detection, you're going to have a bad time. Oh, Andromeda, Falcon Punch used, takes the haster, the swap right there with Pyromancer to keep himself alive, maybe set up a kill with Pyromancer, but not able to connect, so some fun play coming out right there. But in the end, haster was bottled up by Deadwood. He did use his Falcon Punch, though, so not going to be able to use that with this haster inactivated. Shrunken Head is finished on Slick, so he does have the Shrunken Head now. It's delivered right there, but again, that's like it's more of a case of okay, that's great, but that's not necessarily a okay, we're coming back now item. It's not a farming enhancing tool by any means. It is in the sense of sure he can stay alive now if he gets jumped at least a little bit better, but not in the sense of killing the creeps quicker, more efficiently. So tmsR still has a long ways to go. I think it's the best way to put it here. In game number 1, if they would definitely want to make that comeback. Now they do got other decent signs. I mean, again, keep it the force. He's saving up for that restoration stone. Still has a bit to go. Sitting on the Arcana, 1900 gold, but no doubt that'll be a big pickup. They don't really have the best initiation. I mean, they do got Deadwood for the opening, but not the biggest follow-up. I mean, kind of wonder if maybe going for a Portal Key on Parasite here instead of leveling up that Codex further. Could be a better option, but at the same time, I mean, you're dealing with a lot of strong initiation here on the Hellborn side. You got the Portic obviously now on Pyromancer, on Magnus, he's had it for a long time. You're a Wretched Hag with a natural blink yourself. Hag, by the way, picks up a Soul's Bulwark, and I would love that pickup. I mean, again, going back to earlier, there's a lot of physical threat on this team, and it is just going to get more and more as the game progresses on. So, you could definitely, Swinnemel's made the strong point. Demonic Breastplate, in his mind, he thinks it's arguably the strongest item in the game as far as just an overall team item. And so if you need one, in this case, Tremble wants to go for other items, more damage focused himself. He doesn't necessarily need a bulk. I mean, he's got the Dark Swarm. He already is pretty tanky with the Helm and the Geometer's Bane, and now even the Butterfly, or the Wing Bow. But the Soul's Bulwark on Hagen allows him to, you know, bulk up. You look at 29 armor on himself, and he's keeping it on defensive here, it looks like. And, you know, I definitely can agree with that. I wonder if he's maybe going to look to change it in fights. But, you know, I would think, you know, keep it defensive. You're not trying to burst them down with physical damage here if you're Team USA, so it definitely makes sense. Speaking of that, Deadwood is, did he just finish something? Yes, he did. Okay, he picks up a Mighty Blade, so he's working on a Shrunken Head of his own. They're just doing their best. You see them triple stacking the Ancients over here. Doing their best to triple stack the Ancients and get Scout that far more so. Another Kongor attempt, though, and this is, once again, should be a free Kongor kill here. There's the Sheepstick finish on Magnus. Kongor's killed, and another token of life on Tremble. So, more positive news here for Team USA. Yeah, Barrier Idol could definitely be a big pickup here on the Legion side, but that's not coming along anytime in the near future. No one even remotely working on a Shaman's Headdress even. So yeah, I mean, that's where you can look at Keeper. Is the Restoration Stone going to be that biggest deal in the end? He actually does pick up a Portal Key here, and I think it's more of a reaction if anything. They know this is a big push coming up, so you know what? I'm not going to be able to get that Restoration Stone in time. Might as well just get the Portal Key here, have some good initiation. A lot of burst on Tremble right there. Does have the token though, so not too worried. Scout counter pushing once again. Stem at the top lane. He's going to be porting back now, though, it looks like. So here we go. Tremble splitting up the illusions. Trying to get some bait. Maybe the Melee Rax is dropping. The Melee Rax is going to fall right here in the end.
Legion Barracks gets destroyed.
See a marksman shot Hun to Tremble, but he falls back. So great setup there from Team USA. They were all spread out. Just they send Tremble in the front lines. If tmsR was to jump, they would easily counter with some big initiation themselves, big teamfight presence with Hag, with Magnus. They got the swap from Andromeda even. So it's no doubt a very difficult team to fight against here on Team USA, and that's proving to be more and more crucial as this game advances on. So Portkey is picked up on KZ. That will put him back now from the Restoration Stone, which he is going for, more than likely again. That's where you do look back, though, once again, of would a barrier idol be a better choice in the end? I mean, they're not the ones necessarily grouping up and pushing, though. Not to say that it would be a bad item because of that, but I think, you know, if they were getting some more push going, then maybe we would have seen the barrier idol route. But because they're playing so defensive here, triggers the initiation and the double root. It's just the better choice in the end. Another 2,500 gold on Tremble, so already has a great core of items. He could definitely sell the helm here at this point. You know, definitely if you're going to be doing that, you could even argue going for
The Legion takes down a Hellborn Tower!
a Behemoth Heart, or even a Symbol of Rage. Still use that attack modifier. That wouldn't be out of the question either. More burst damage attempted, but Jumbo just kind of tanks it. Again, he has to token for 4.5 minutes still. So, rinse and repeat here for Team USA. They got the strategy down. Abyssal Skull is going to be finished on Slicks. Again, so he's progressing at items, but it's just not those standout, oh yeah, now he's going to be a threat kind of items. I mean, his damage output is still not the best right now.
The Hellborn takes down a Legion Tower.
Tower's going to fall. It looks like Team USA, though, they are kind of hanging around as if they want to continue this. If anything, just keep too much sugar in their base. Keep the resources limited as much as possible. Both the middle and the top lanes, they're kind of meeting halfway, so Team USA not concerned about that by any means as far as pressuring their own base. They got a lot of money pulled up as well. Look, everyone has at least 1,000 gold saved up on the Hellborn side. That's something else to know as they are pushing in right here. Mound goes down. I'm just gonna keep it up. So again, Tremble gonna be the front lines. Gets to a point though for too much sugar. I mean, it sucks, but they gotta go. Magnus says he's tired of waiting. Goes to the scout right there. Sheepston comes out. Big bad blast, and Slicks is gonna be absolutely bursted. Down to the match call. He is somehow still alive. Magnus being turned on. They're gonna finally kill Scott. He does have a buyback though. Tremble in the meantime doing plenty of damage, especially with that Dark Swarm activated in the front lines. He'll fall back. They get the buyback to be used. And then Team USA just completely retreats. So they basically forced initiation right there in the base of Too Much Sugar. Got the kill. It took a while. I mean, he did a great job of surviving in the end. But obviously they get the buyback. They fall back and reset. Well played by Team USA once again. You got to be very observant in situations like that. And now Tremble back in the front line. Still has the token for another 2.5 minutes. And you see the base continuing to be pressured. Melee racks again. A lot was used right there, including the Falcon Punch from Deadwood. I guess it's not necessarily a lot, so it's really only that. Master's Call just coming off of cooldown. So they definitely still have abilities. They don't have the big burst in that Falcon's Punch. But here we go. More initiation. Kimaru coming out. They're going to go for Wretched Hag. It looks like Wretched Hag is going to fall the up, but at what cost? Sheepstick on a Deadwood in the background. He's not going to be locked down. Deadwood will fall so far. 1-for-1 exchange. Scout just running this whole time. Magnus stunts it with a big eruption right there. Master Vars will fall. The counter on Magnus from Parasite movement to try to get the kill. Not going to happen though. Talbot away, and Magnus will be fine. All 5 make that 4 is still up for the Hellborn side. Magnus still trying to run. It looks like Scout trying to hunt him down. Not going to happen though. He pulled the keys away, and he'll be fine. So they got the big burst initially on the Wretched Hag, but it does not accomplish enough in the end. The racks are still going to fall. There's the GGs. And Team USA will take game number 1, it looks like, over Too Much Sugar here in the SoundBlaster Heroes League. And it's best out of 3, so Team USA continue to look really strong, man. Once again, they take the first game. Just well-fought victory. Too Much Sugar.
It's a massacre!
I mean, obviously, you look back at the scout progress. And again, Slicks, the fact that he finished the game with only 336 gold per minute, and that was really his high point of the whole game. I mean, he was struggling to be 300 GPM for basically all that, and that was that final pick. They ran a short lane scout. Obviously, Team USA, they made it work out much better. in the end when it came down. And I think a lot of it definitely went back to Andromeda and Pyromancer. The roaming supports did a hell of a job. Look at how they finished, by the way. 4-0-14 Andromeda, 6-0-8 Pyromancer. Those are some pretty impressive stats for roaming supports in a game that lasted out upwards of 37 minutes even. And it's not like it was a complete blow-up by any means. So definitely, I think if you had to give out MVP right there for that game, I think we'd be both Andromeda and Pyromancer. So Riser and Peter Van Dam deserving of that award for game number 1. And helping lead Team USA to a victory here. So, Too Much Sugar has some things to think about. We'll see what their game plan is going to be going into game number 2, but clearly need to change something up here. Moving on. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit tight. We got another break right here, but we'll be back as soon as possible. We're going to have game number 2, Too Much Sugar, taking on Team USA here in the SoundBlaster's Heroes League qualifier number 1. We are just getting kicked off with this great event. Big shout out to SoundBlaster. We'll be back. Game number 2, just around the corner. Stay tuned, guys.